Hi everyone, this is Sushant from Unity Devs. Welcome to our today's session where we are going to learn about some of the mostly used Dataweave functions. Okay, so guys, these are the four Dataweave functions we are going to learn. The first one is distinctBy, the second one is joinBy, third one is groupBy, and the fourth one is reduce. So in initial phase, we are going to learn about some of the theoretical part. Okay, how these functions works with some of the examples, and then we will move on to the POCs. We will perform some practicals on this with the help of one predefined example I have. Okay, so guys, let's start with the first function, which is distinctBy. So guys, from the definition, it is clearly written, it iterates over an array and returns the unique elements in it. So basically it helps us to remove the duplicates from an array. Okay, so I have one example. From that example you will get some clear idea what I'm saying. Okay, so guys, this is the example we have. So you can see an array having some elements 0 1 2. Okay, but there are duplicates present. Okay, this 3 has duplicates. Okay, but with the help of a distinctBy function we can remove these duplicates. Okay, so guys, after applying this distinctBy function you can see the output. There is no duplicate present. Okay, so we applied a distinctBy function on all these values. So if any duplicate will happen, it will remove it. First it will iterate each and every element, and then it will remove if any duplicate occurs. Okay, so in the final we got an array having elements without duplicates. So guys, let's move on to the next function, which is joinBy. So guys, from the definition it is written, it merges an array into a single string value and uses the provided string as a separator between each item in the list. So guys, what it is saying, let me show you it with the help of an example. So guys, this is the example we have. So guys, you can see we have an array having 3 elements. Okay, 3 string elements. So guys, let's say if you want to combine them and create one final string, then with the help of this joinBy function it is possible. So joinBy function, you just need to pass one separator. So that separator will separate all these elements, okay, like this, and create one final string, combined string, the first element, and after that there is one separator. Okay, and then again this element, and there is one more separator. Okay, then again, and then in the last element. So finally we got one of string having combined values of all these elements in the array. Okay, so this is just the theoretical part. So when I'm going to perform a POC, you will get more understanding. So let's move on to the next function, which is groupBy. So guys, from the definition it is written, it returns an object that groups items from an array based on specified criteria such as expression or matching selector. So we have one example, let me show you. So guys, as you can see, this is an array. Okay, this array has 3 records. The first row record contains name, language, the second record contains name, language, and third record contains name and language. But in 2 of the records this language is same. Okay, but with the help of a groupBy function we can group those records which are having same languages. So guys, how we can achieve that? Okay, let me show you. So guys, you can see here this my array contains this payload, an array of 3 records, and after applying a groupBy function on each item and and then providing this arrow, after that you can select that field which you want to group. Okay, so here we selected item dot language, so it will group this records based on the language. Okay, the same languages will be combined in a single array. Okay, so what will be the output? you can see. So because we grouped these records using this language key, okay, language field, so in the final you can see Scala is having records having language as Scala, and Java is having records having language as Java. So both are separated, okay, both are grouped together, okay, so both of them are grouped. Scala is having Scala records having language as Scala, and Java is having Java records having language as Java. Okay, so guys, move on to the next function, which is reduce. So guys, from the definition it is written, so there is a for each, okay, which iterates on each element in an array. Okay, in order, reduce applies the reduction lambda expression, then replaces the accumulator with the new result. Okay, the lambda expression can use both the current input array element and the current accumulator value. So guys, I have one example to understand this. So reduce function basically acts, it will iterate an array, each element in the array, okay, and whatever operation we want to perform, we can perform. So let me explain you with the help of one example I have. So guys, before moving on to the example, let me explain you how it works, okay, internally. Okay, so guys, let's say we have this array 1 5 7, okay, and we want to calculate the sum of all these elements. So with the help of this reduce function, it is possible. Okay, so this item acts like a key selector, okay, and this accumulator by default is a 0, okay, it denotes to some value, okay. So by default, if you do not specify any value in the accumulator, it will consider it as 0. So after applying this reduce function, okay, it will iterate each element inside this array. Okay, so internally there is a for each which will iterate each element inside this array. Okay, first it will iterate, it will go to the first element, okay, because accumulator value is 0, so 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, and that 1 will be stored into the accumulator, which is this one, ACC. Okay, in the next iteration, that accumulator value 1 will be added with the next element 5, and then the new accumulator value will be 6 after addition. In the next iteration, that accumulator value 6 will be combined with 7 in next iteration. Okay, and after combining, the final accumulator value will be 13. Okay, so guys, you can see this accumulator acts like a, I can say, a collector, which will collect, in which those new values will be added to get added. Okay, okay, so guys, you can understand it more clearly. Let me show you. So let me go to the notepad and show you how this accumulator works. So guys, let's say we have an array having 4 elements, 1 2 3 and 4, and we want to calculate the sum of all these 4 elements. Okay, so with the help of reduce function it is possible. So you can write reduce. So let me go to the notepad, Dataweave playground, and show you. So guys, if you write like dollar plus dollar dollar, so you can see all these 4 elements are added, and we got the final result as 10. So this dollar acts like a item, okay, and this double dollar acts like a accumulator. So you can understand it like this. So let's say we have a for loop, okay, I is equal to 0, I is less than 3, okay, less than equal to 3 y plus plus. Okay, so guys, you can understand it like this. So this reduce function will iterate each element, okay, and then add those results and store it into the accumulator. Okay, so first it will iterate this, it will be at this first index. Okay, so it will pick this value from the first index. Okay, because we didn't specify any accumulator value, so by default it will be considered as 0. Okay, so it will add first element into the accumulator. So this accumulator value will be in first iteration 1. In next iteration the same accumulator value will be added with the next element, the next index element. Okay, so the next index element is 2. So accumulator previous value plus 2. Now the new accumulator value will be 3. In next iteration it will pick another the next element from the third index, which is 3. So 3 will be added to the previous accumulator value. So the latest accumulator value will be, it will contain 6. Okay, so because previous value was 3, so in the next iteration that it will pick the element from the third index, which is 3. So the new value will be 6. So in the last iteration the last element, which is 4, will again add it to the previous accumulator value. So the previous accumulator value is 6. So 6 plus 4, 10. So the last accumulator value is 10. And guys, that's what we got here in this result. Okay, so guys, what if accumulator has any value? So let me show you. Guys, let's say if accumulator has some value, let's say accumulator value is 4. Okay, so this time you can see the value has been value is 14, because the initial value of accumulator is 4. That 4 keeps adding on these 4 values. So reduce function first iterate the first value, and it will iterate the next value and the next and next, and those values will be combined with this added with this accumulator value. So initially it was 4, so 4 will be added with 1, it becomes 5. Okay, so initial value of accumulator was 4. So in first iteration it will be added with 1, so it becomes 5. In the next iteration it got added with 2, so the value is 7. In next iteration it got added with 3, so the value is 10. In the last iteration it will be added with 4. Okay, so that 4 will be added with this previous accumulator value, which is 10. So the latest value of accumulator is 14, and that's the same result we got here. So guys, this was the basic example how this reduce function works. So I have one real-time example where you will get more understanding how this 4 functions works. Okay, so we are going to use all these 4 functions there. Okay, in that real-time example, then there you will get more clarity how it works. So I hope this whole theoretical part is clear to all of you. Okay, so let's move on to the POC part. Okay, and let's understand it more clearly with the help of one practical use case. Okay, so guys, okay, here I'm going to define some metadata first of all. Okay, that real-time use case which I was talking about. Okay, so I will provide one JSON data. click on select, so the data has been added. Okay. So mem type I'm going to use as JSON. So if I write payload, then you will see the what payload looks like. Okay. So guys, we have an array of objects where each object consists of student name, ID, student age, student address, school name, and student marks in different subjects. Okay. And we have 3 students like this. Okay. So first of all, we are going to perform a map operation so that we can iterate these 3 objects and provide some final value to the client. So client wants some total marks of all these students in different subjects. So we will add these different marks and create one total marks field. Okay. And also guys, you can see there are different duplicates in this. So under student marks array, you can see we have 2 subjects as math, which is not possible. So we are going to use a distinctBy also and see how we can remove the duplicates. So let's get started with the by mapping this, and let's use the map function. So payload map. Okay, so one by one we will map those elements. So one by one we will map those elements. Okay. So the first element was a student name, so we will pass it simply as name to the client. We will give it as name, which is nothing but item dot student name. Okay, so we got the name of all the 3 students. Then we will provide the ID, which is item dot ID of each student. So each student is having 3 different IDs. Okay. Now uh, and now student age. Okay, let me map student age now. So we will write simply as age item dot student age. Okay. The next one is address, student home address. So we will simply map it as item dot student address. Okay. So now guys, we will calculate the total marks of all these students in different subjects. Okay. But as I showed you, we have duplicates inside this student marks array. Okay, so first we need to remove the duplicates. Okay, and then we need to perform the sum with the help of reduce function. Okay, so there is one more field, school name. Let me map it also. So we'll simply write as school. Okay, so guys, now we are going to perform this addition of all the marks students have in different subjects. So we'll create one field called as a total marks. Okay. So first of all, we need to remove the duplicates. Okay, so because in a single student marks array we have multiple duplicates of multiple subjects. So first we will remove the duplicates with the help of distinctBy function, which we saw previously. Okay. So let me map it first. So first we need to perform a map operation on this student marks array. Okay, and then we need to use the distinctBy function. So we need to distinct it on the basis of subject name, because subject name cannot be same. Okay, so I will write dollar dot subject. Okay, so guys, you can see all the duplicate subjects has been removed. Okay, in all these three different objects. So now we have only three subjects. Okay, for each students we have three subjects: maths, physics, and chemistry. Previously we were having duplicates, so all those duplicates has been removed with the help of this distinctBy function. Okay, so guys, now we can perform the addition of these marks, okay, with the help of a reduce function. So let's see how we can achieve that. Okay, okay guys, so let's see how it works. Okay, let me write a reduce function. Before that, let me enclose it in the open brackets. Okay, now I will write reduce function. So guys, you can clearly see we got the sum of all the marks of students having in different subjects. Okay, okay, so guys, that's how this reduce function works. So let me show you how it's working. Okay, so guys, initial value I have set it as 0. Okay, so because we need to perform the sum of all these three different subjects. Okay, and as I showed you previously, this reduce function acts like a for each. It will iterate each element inside the array and perform an operation, whatever operation you want to perform. If you want to perform multiply also you can perform. Okay, but this time we are performing an addition. Okay, so it will iterate each element and perform the addition. Okay, and with the help of this item d, we have selected that field name. Okay, which is marks. Okay, so first we removed the duplicates. Okay, and then we applied the reduce function, iterated these elements and performed the addition, and stored the final result into the accumulator. Okay, which is this one. Okay, okay guys, so guys, that's how this addition operation works. Okay, now let's say we want to return those subject names. Okay, now let me show you how you can use joinBy function in that case. So guys, let's say you want to return the subjects, uh, what and all subjects in which students scored these okay marks, for which we have calculated the sum operation. Okay, what and all subjects. Okay, let's say we want to return those subjects to the client. So how can we do that? So I'm going to show you with the help of a joinBy function how you can use joinBy function to do that. So I will write subjects, then I will go to the student marks array. Okay. Dot, this time I will select subject. So guys, you can see we got subjects array in which all the subjects name are specified. Okay, but as you can see there are duplicates in this. Okay, so let's remove the duplicates first, and then we will return it to the client with the help of joinBy function. So let's see how we can do that. So I will write distinctBy dollar. Okay, so I want to remove all the values which were present inside these subjects which are duplicates. So with the help of distinctBy function I removed those values. Okay, so this dollar represents those values. Okay, and then I will enclose it. So it's a best practice to enclose after performing an operation. Now I will perform a join by. I will separate this subject's name with hyphen. Okay, so you guys, you can see subjects will be returned in this way, having separator between them as hyphen. Okay, so that client can see a single string and it will be easy to detect that there are three subjects: maths, physics, chemistry. So it's up to you what type of separator you want to add. If you want to add comma, that also is possible. So in the final result you can see it comma, all the three subjects are separated by comma. Okay, so guys, that's how this join by function works. Okay, so we have covered the three functions: distinct by, join by, and reduce. So our last function is group by. Okay, so let me show you how we can use group by. So guys, to understand the group by, okay, let me show you one example. Okay, I think this example is only sufficient enough to show you how group by works. Okay, so this is the final payload we got, and let's say we want to apply group by on this final payload on a name fields, because we have two records having same name. Okay, so we want to group this whole payload using name field. We want to group by with the help of using name field. So we want to group by this payload using name field. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, let's enclose this whole payload, which is the best practice. Okay, I put open brackets and then I write group by dollar dot name. Simply guys, so you can see it has been grouped. So Tom has a different group in which all the students having name Tom will be present inside the array. Okay, and Harry has a different array in which all the students having name Harry will be there. Okay, so guys, that's how this group by works. Let's say we have one more student named as Harry. Let me add it. So this is the Harry object. Okay, so let me save it. Okay, and let me refresh it. Mhm. So I think I need to define that metadata again, so it is not dynamically picking this metadata in Anypoint Studio. Okay, so let me define that metadata. Okay, okay guys, so you can see guys, so now there are, so Harry has been grouped. Okay, so you can see an array having two students having name Harry. So that's how group by works. Okay, because we grouped all these records with the help of name field. Okay, so that's why we got this final payload like this. So all the students having same names will be grouped, okay, in single array having multiple records of different students having same name. Okay, similarly in this case. Okay, so guys, I hope you understood all the functions. So we covered four functions here: distinctBy, joinBy, reduce, and groupBy. Okay, I will provide you this example in the description so that you can practice too on your side. So you gotta get the better understanding. You will get a good hands-on. Okay, so that you can uh, perform these Dataweave operations in the real-time projects. Okay. So guys, I hope you understood everything about what we have discussed here. Okay. So please subscribe our channel. Okay, to get the latest updates. Okay. Thanks everyone. See you soon. Bye.